Hey everybody, just wanted to show you real quick how to actually set up and personalize your You Can Book Me account. So once you've actually registered, an account with your FLVS Google email, it's going to bring you to this page. And this page is your dashboard. So if you click on the dashboard button up at the top, it will always bring you back to this page. You can click on the bookings tab. That will show you any bookings that you happen to have for the day or for the week. It'll actually let you search for different time frames. Since I just did this one to show you guys, I don't have any bookings on here, but that's why it says there's no bookings that match. But you could change the dates that you wanted to look for so that you can see all of your bookings for the past or for today or for the future. And then the dashboard icon, like I said, it's going to bring you back to this main page where you can edit your profile. And what's also really cool is it will give you a button. You can click on this embed button. And you can click on get a button for your website. And it'll look like that. You can just copy and paste it. And you can actually put this little button, in emails that you send out to your students, anything that is HTML friendly. All right, so let's go to the dashboard. I'm going to show you how to edit your profile. It looks intimidating. There's a lot of different tabs in here, but you're actually really only going to be using about 4 or 5 of them. All right, and if you want to just copy mine, if that makes you feel more comfortable, you can as well. So you're going to start with this first tab that's called Basic. All right, it's going to show you what calendar you're currently using, what you're linked to, and it should have your FLVS email in there. Your booking link, this is a link that you can create, so you can name it anything that you want. Make it something that's easy that you can, refer your kids to pretty quickly. I haven't tried to upload a logo. If you want to experiment with that, I'm just trying to keep it a little bit basic. You're going to have the title of your calendar, which will show up. It'll show you a preview of everything. So whatever you put as the title is what it's going to show at the top of your appointment calendar. All right. And then you can also include a little message to your students. So you can see here, I'm just explaining to them to click on a time to make a booking, 1 DBA a day, and that all their work needs to be submitted prior to their appointment. Just as a little reminder, they like to try to sneak those in there. All right, so that's the basic part. Now we're going to set up your times. What times you want to show on your calendar. So these aren't going to be the times that your kids can actually make appointments with you, because later on you're going to have to go in and actually block off those times that you want to have accessible to them. But this is, the basic timelines of when you're planning on working. We're available from 8 to 8. So I just have every day, Monday through Friday, checked off, 8 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. All right. Your grid display, that is how long you want your appointments to last for. So do you want your kids to sign up for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes? I usually have mine for 10. That's long enough for me to do a DBA and, look over their grade book. Minimum booking is 10. Default booking, I just keep at 10. Maximum booking, I also keep at 10 because they can't do 2 DBAs a day. So they shouldn't be making 2 appointments in one day. I don't need any time in between them, so I leave that at 0. If you wanted to have a little buffer in between appointments, you can give yourself like a 5 or 10 minute buffer. That's up to you. All right. Here I have 1 week. This is what it's going to show. All right. So it's going to show the entire week per page. So if you look down here, you'll see that there's, 7 days here. But you could, if you just wanted your students to only see 2 days or 3 days, you can set that to tailor to your needs. And then I wanted it to start today. All right. And once you have this filled out, you always want to make sure you go up here, and it will auto save periodically. But if you click on one of these other tabs before it auto saves, you're going to have to go back and do it. So always just click on this little saved button that's up here in the corner. Once you have your time set, you can go to the advanced tab. The date picker option, that's where basically it'll bring your student to the first option available for an appointment. I don't mess with that. I like to let them look over the whole entire calendar. But basically this allows you to set up your minimum and maximum appointment time notice so that, you don't have a student maybe scheduling 30 minutes and you thought you were going to get to go to lunch and oops, you have an appointment now. So I only accept appointments that are 2 hours ahead of time. Okay, so like right now it's almost 1 o'clock. So if it was 10 o'clock, they would still see my appointments, for 1 o'clock. But if it was 12:30, they're not going to see anything that was available for 1. So just a way to kind of protect your time. And then again, how many days out do you want them to be able to book? I recommend a week, just because pretty much what's going on with all your meetings and everything else that we're doing. You don't really want to set it out too far in advance in case things change. Also, a lot of times you'll have students schedule for 2 weeks by accident, and then they'll be like, "You didn't call me," and then you're going to tell them, "Well, your appointment wasn't for another 2 weeks." So, just FYI, maybe 7 days a week. That's good enough. Your language preference, obviously English. Set your profile time zone, Eastern. All right, you do want to check off this box here that says Booker time zone. We have some students over in the Panhandle that are in a different time zone, so it's always helpful for that to be posted. When they look at your calendar, it'll actually post at the top as a reminder so that we're not an hour off with the appointments when they schedule them. All right, and then fixed and start date, leave blank. You don't want your calendar ending on you, because then you're going to have to go in and redo all this stuff again. Okay, so once you have this filled out, again, press that saved button. And you're going to see this bookings form is the form that they're actually going to fill out. So when they click on a time to make an appointment, they are going to get a form that looks like this. So you see I have mine set up. It's asking for, their name, what type of call. So I give them lots of different options. This way I can prepare ahead of time. Their email, and then, obviously their phone number, and they have a little CAPTCHA that they have to fill out so that we know it's not spam. All right. And basically most of these fields are already here for you, but you can click on the field, kind of like a Google form. If you guys know how to do that, you're going to, pick on what type of option you want to give them. Is it a paragraph? Is it a multiple choice option you want to give it? And then they have some, automatic ones here that are already set for you, email, phone number. Okay. And then the text you'll put in there, first name. And then you'll kind of just go down the line. The only one that I changed was this call type. When I opened it, I picked multiple choice. I wanted to name it call type. I gave them check boxes to fill out, and then all of the options get put in the options box. And again, make all of your fields required so they're not skipping anything. And if you want to check as you're doing it, you can check, down here, and it'll actually show you what your form is going to look like for your students. And then once you're happy with it, you can hit that save button. All right. The only 2 other buttons you're going to use is this afterwards button. You do want your kids to know that they successfully scheduled an appointment. So after the booking, you want this to display a message. That's the option. Okay. And then you can type in your little message here. So again, I just reminded them that they booked, and to make sure that they look over the review in the lesson prior to our call so that they're ready. And then the last thing you're going to do is make your calendar pretty. So you can play around here. Once you click on the appearance tab, it gives you different themes you can pick from. You can play with the colors, the fonts, to personalize it to your style. Honestly, I wouldn't get too crazy with it. Keep it simple. You'll see I picked this theme right here. It's called the Stripes theme, and it's nice and colorful, and you'll see the days that I'm available and the days that I'm not. So once you have this all set up, the next step is to actually block off your times that you're going to be available on your Google Calendar, and that's what the next video is going to be about. All right, thanks.